focus is once again on boxing's unbeaten lightweight sensation, Gervonta Davis, but this time it's not in the ring. There have been rumors that the champion was singled out and assaulted by his own supporters. Although the incident's specifics are yet unknown, it marks the beginning of a new chapter in the two-weight world champion's turbulent and sometimes contentious existence.
Like Devin Haney, who just lost to Ryan Garcia, has a better resume than Tank, and that's just a reality. We haven't seen Tank fight for undisputed championship, which he doesn't seem to really care to have any of the titles that really do matter. He has one now. I just want to see him fight other champions, and if he can, go for the undisputed. And if you're saying that you're the face of boxing, this and that, the face of boxing like Canelo Alvarez has been.
Tank, from his remarkable ascent in the sport to his legal troubles. Davis is a name that has been no stranger to controversy, both inside and beyond the ring. Davis is unbeaten and has always been a figure who demands attention, knockout machine, and a fighter who many think might rule the sport for years. But he has also been under fire for all of his academic achievements.
I say Ryan is a C-level fighter, but Tank say Ryan is the best fighter he fought. So what is that? What is it about Ryan that made Gervonta feel like he was the best fighter he fought?
I don't know. He shared a ring with him. Maybe he's part of our C-level fighters.
Tank Davis has been facing mounting criticism from fans, particularly after a recent press conference with Lamont Roach. When asked about his legacy and desire to leave his mark among the greats of boxing, Davis responded indifferently, stating that he doesn't really care about his legacy. This lack of ambition has not gone unnoticed, especially considering that Davis has yet to face the kind of top-tier competition that would truly validate his place among the sport's legends. While it's one thing for a boxer to express a more relaxed attitude about legacy, it becomes problematic when the fighter has fought a relatively underwhelming group of opponents in comparison to his skill level. This is the crux of the frustration fans feel about Davis' career. His 30th birthday, which should have been a time of celebration, instead became a focal point for harsh criticism. Fans took to social media, attacking his career and questioning whether he truly deserves his place on the pound-for-pound rankings. Despite holding 2 world titles and maintaining an undefeated record, the primary concern among critics is the lack of elite competition in his resume. Many believe that for someone with his skills, Davis should have already faced and beaten fighters of a higher caliber to prove his greatness. His titles and rankings seem hollow when fans feel he hasn't been tested by the best. The boxing community was hoping that Tank would finally silence his detractors with an unquestionable victory over a top-tier opponent when he turned 30. Instead, behind career celebrating social media messages, followers once again questioned his legacy. All that potential world champion at 22, and at 30 still hasn't faced a top googie. One admirer commented, "What a waste." Another person added that they had never faced a champion weighing 135 pounds. Pointed fans appeared to have the same memes, and the backlash was immediate. Gervonta Davis has not yet fought the king of fighters who would demonstrate his superiority.
Get so much out this and get away from it. Like, I have a house on an island, y'all won't see me again, type shit. Like, that's how I'm trying to beat. I'm trying to beat all this type shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be around this too much longer. I don't even want the spotlight. Y'all can have it. This can have it. Once I beat him.
The criticism doesn't stop there. Tank's resume was far from outstanding, according to several internet sources, despite his obvious skill. What a great talent with such an average resume. One person observed, while another noted that Davis has only chosen certain taxi drivers and included extra clauses to make sure the few threats he has seen are outweighed. At a moment when Davis should have been celebrating the success of his career, these comments were circulating online. Instead, the overriding attitude was one of resentment that Tank had never had to confront the most difficult obstacles the sport had to offer.
At Tank's resume, you like, yo, man, this man's resume was actually thought they might have been nobody's a couple of years ago.
Gervonta Davis's journey in the boxing ring has been marked by both triumph and controversy. He became a world champion at 22 by defeating Jose Pedro Zaypraza for the IBF super featherweight title, showcasing his punching power and potential. However, soon after, Davis encountered a major setback. He missed weight before his second defense against Francisco Fonseca, resulting in him being stripped of his title. This early failure haunted him, with fans and critics pointing to his inability to make weight as a blemish on his first reign. Despite this, Davis refused to let the setback define him. A year later, he bounced back with a stunning knockout of Jesus Cuellar to claim the WBA super featherweight title. His resilience and ability to overcome obstacles solidified his reputation as one of boxing's brightest stars, even as the criticism of his early career lingered.
I think I do have more skills than Mike Tyson. As far as like, I mean, when I say I have more skills than Mike Tyson, guys smarter than like at a lower weight class always have more skill. It's no heavyweight ever in life had more skills than small.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has had an impressive career, but his victories have often been met with skepticism from some boxing fans who argue that he's avoided the toughest challenges. One such victory was his triumph over Ryan Garcia in April 2023, a fight that was widely celebrated for Davis's stunning body shot knockout. It was a reminder of Tank's incredible punching power, a signature of his career. However, despite the knockout's beauty and brutality, the victory was not without controversy. Many fans questioned the quality of Davis's opponents, especially after he moved up to lightweight. His WBA regular title win was seen by some as another example of Tank winning against opponents who weren't seen as elite. The Garcia fight seemed to fit that narrative, despite Davis's evident talent. Some critics pointed to the inclusion of a rehydration clause in Garcia's contract, which they argued put Garcia at a disadvantage. The clause, which limited how much weight Garcia could gain back after weigh-ins, raised eyebrows. Garcia himself admitted after the fight that he didn't feel at his best, stating that his legs didn't feel right early on, though he couldn't fully blame it on the weight restriction. Despite this, the rehydration clause added to the doubts surrounding the legitimacy of Davis's victory for many fans. Garcia's comments seemed to affirm suspicions that Tank was ensuring his opponents faced disadvantages. The criticism grew louder, with some seeing the victory as less than legitimate. However, Davis's win over Garcia was still a significant moment in his career. It solidified his place as one of the top fighters in the sport, showing that he could dominate an opponent like Garcia. But for those who doubted Davis's choice of opponents and methods, it was yet another example of his career's ongoing pattern. Despite his talent, Tank's legacy remains clouded by questions about the level of competition he's faced. However, the naysayers were not much quieted by that triumph. Tank's power was once again demonstrated in Davis's next fight, a title defense against Frank Martin in June 2024. Tank defeated Martin with an 8th-round knockout, but the critics were quick to point out that Martin wasn't the elite opponent Tank needed to face to further establish his greatness. Now, with the incident involving Pedestrians targeting Davis, the controversy is still going strong. Fans have expressed their want to see him compete against the finest in the sport, but so far that hasn't occurred. Rather, seemingly avoiding the top boxing difficulties. Davis has continued to develop his profession. This is nothing new for a Tank.
It's the big dog. Stop playing all this bullshit, acting like you that dude. You that money dude for sure. But when it comes to like straight balls, you know what I'm saying? You got one dude that ran around in the ring the whole 12 rounds. You got another dude that run around all year from the hardest fucking fights. The ones that...
A few weeks ago, boxing fans were stunned by the unexpected announcement of Gervonta "Tank" Davis's retirement plans. At just 30 years old, the WBA lightweight champion was poised to continue dominating the division for years, boasting an undefeated record and a reputation as one of the sport's most powerful punchers. With a clear path to greatness ahead, Davis's decision to retire next year left fans in disbelief and disappointment. Many questioned why a fighter at his peak would walk away so early. However, looking beyond the headlines, it's clear that the brutal realities of boxing have weighed heavily on him. The sport demands everything from its athletes. The physical toll is immense, and the mental strain is unrelenting. For Davis, the cost of maintaining his body and mind in such a demanding sport may have become too great. While his decision has shocked the boxing world, it's a reminder of the sacrifices fighters make in pursuit of greatness.
It'll be different, like fighting them. It'll be more so like coming to get them.
You would approach it differently.
Even though Davis has accomplished a lot in a short period of time, there comes a point at which an individual starts to wonder about the cost of their success. The ongoing training, the injuries, the psychological strain, all of these things accumulate over time.
the face of boxing, and he get a lot of knockouts, that people kind of making it like, if you ain't doing what Tank doing, then they gonna say it's boring. Do you feel like it's because of how his style is that they've kind of putting that on you, like wanting you to do that?
People is blessed with different ability. He's blessed with a God-given ability that he crack you 9 times out of 10, you gonna go down. That's his ability. I'm blessed with God-given eyes. A lot of people don't understand how good my eyes is. I can see really good, like
bring down even the most tenacious rival editors. Davis is aware of this, and his declaration of retirement highlights the reality that for some boxers, the price of remaining in the ring becomes too expensive.
I can't even say.
You don't have 2 fighters you would love to see get in the ring?
No. I have 2 fighters that I love just to see in person. Probably I would say Nwinwe. Probably who else?
I want to fight him, bro, because he been tricking the boxing game for too long. He been tricking the boxing game for too long. He makes shit look good. He makes the shit look better than what it is.